Hey y'all, I'm going to try to make this quick because in my first intro, that's why I'm wearing the same thing. I had a couple of them I come out here to do. I'm on my way to the doctor. And so I got to get down the road. So I'm showing you how I plan my meals. Tracey at Trials of a Long Hair Girl a couple weeks ago was talking about meal planning. She did a video on meal planning. And she uses Post-it notes when she makes her menu. That way she can change them out if her plans change or, you know, she decides not to make it or whatever. So I got to thinking. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. 2 or 3 years ago, I started a binder that uses a Post-it note system. Now, I didn't look it up before I come out here, the website of the girl who made it. But I will put it in the description box because I want you to know that it came from her. It didn't come from me. I took her idea and her planner sheets and made it work for me in my way. She does hers a little different, but I did mine to work for me. And I thought, you know what? It is time consuming to start, but once you get it started, it's smooth sailing. Easy as pie. So I figured they might be interested in doing it too. If not, you can go look and see if she has anything else, because I honestly don't remember. But she gives it to you. You can print it the way she has it, or she gives you a customizable document that you can go in and change the wording and the categories and whatnot. That's what I did. And so I just want to bring you along from start to finish how I plan my meals, and that's all. I got to get down the road, so I'll talk to you later. Alrighty. Now this is the first step in my meal planning. No matter what type of binder or system I use, this is invaluable. This is my freezer and pantry inventory, and I've kept this for years. I tried to go without it at one point because it was just getting on my nerves. I'll just be honest with you, to try to remember to mark everything off. That did not last long. I would not have ingredients for my meals. I would think I had something and I wouldn't. Running back and forth to the cabinets, to the freezer. So this is invaluable. Let me go down close. I type in, this is a template. Anything that is typed in is a template that I can go in and change. I keep it empty. That way I can change the ingredient, the food, or the number that I have. And you can see, oh, there, I scratch it out. I'm sorry, that is blurry after I use it. Now, take for instance here, filet mignon and top sirloin. That's not something we have regularly. We got that for Christmas. So once those are eaten up, they'll just come off because there's pretty much not a chance that there's going to be any of them purchased in the future. So I don't need to keep them on there. Same over here with miscellaneous freezer. Chili beans is something I do have in there regularly. I don't right now. Taco soup, that I just have it now. So when I eat that, I probably just won't add it to the next one. Little things like 10 ounces of beef broth, a crushed tomato. I like to write those down just so I can keep up with even little things like that. So this is our first step. Now, let me show you the binder I was telling you about. Okay, now this binder is not the original one when I started it. I had found this, our Office Depot went out of business a couple months back. And so I bought up just some odds and ends because it was like, I think 75 to 90% off. And a lot of the 90% off stuff I really didn't need a lot of it, but I did pick up a few binders and they come in handy. They were really cheap. So it worked out perfect for this, for everything inside. Now, these I already had. You can see the purple is so dark you can hardly read it. But me and my daughter, we have this thing for office supplies. And when school time comes around and whatnot, we load up on stuff. And so I have all kind of stuff in drawers in my spare room. So I had all these. Now, let's open this up and show you what it is all about. So the first, this is just where I keep my little Post-its that I use and some markers. So pretty self-explanatory. Now I'm going to skip the first section, we'll come back to it. So this is recipes to try. I don't have anything written down yet because I have, let me look back, copies that I printed and punched holes and put in there like that. This is for, and I did have one off and I'll show you that. And these are just spares. Instead of throwing them away, if I pulled them up from somewhere else in the book, I thought, well, I'll just put them up here to keep from throwing them out. Let's say I'm reading one of my cookbooks, then I find a recipe I want to make. Instead of going in there and copying it and wasting paper and ink like I used to do, and put it in this little binder over here, I'll just write the name of the cookbook and the page number, and that way, and the recipe, obviously, I'll know where to go and get it. So this is my recipes to try section. I hate coming in front of you. Let me change hands. Okay, now, this is where we start our food categories. This is main dishes. So the first thing we have, beef. These sheets inside, this is, let me lick my face. This is a sheet. I'll show you one in the back. I can't get that out. I'll show you in the back. Now, it's got breakfast on it because I will have in the description box, I will have where I got these because these are not mine. Not my idea. She uses the little tiny flag type post-it notes, but I use these and they fit perfectly, you can see. But she has it customizable. But I just forgot to take out the word breakfast when I changed it up here. So what I do is I just go through, and everything we eat, that's beef, that is a regular occurrence at some point or another, goes on a post-it. So there's more beef. You see I left a nice empty page. I already put these on here, so I don't have to go looking for them later. I can just start writing when I try new recipes. Then we have chicken. Couple chicken, pork, seafood, and meatless, which we don't do much of either one of those, so one page is, for now, at least enough. Sandwiches and soups. So that's all for the main. And then I have a side dish. And what I tried to do is like keep all the potatoes together. Instead of having it so disjointed that I can't find what I'm looking for, I tried to group them. So potatoes, other starchy things that are not potatoes, beans, vegetables that aren't green, that aren't starches. Well, corn is, but you know what I mean. Other vegetables. And then the green section, which is not that big. And then it just goes on through. We have bread, breakfast, snacks and appetizers, sauces and dips. This is sweets. And I have them divided out into cakes, candy, and so forth. Now this last one is WW. So anything, WW ideas, anything that is strictly WW that I don't necessarily want in my main cookbook, but I still want to be able to plan it, I just have here. I'll show you my other book where I have the recipes. So I just have a couple pages of that. Now here in the back, this are my sheets I've showed you before that I made that I keep, well, I kept in my regular planner, my calendar, my bills, and all that. So I pull one of those out and I start using this as my scratch pad. You can see it's actual scratch on it. So let me flip you back over. Hold on. So as I am deciding what I want to eat, I take it from the categories we saw. So Friday, tomorrow, we're going to have 1 pot of spaghetti, salad, and garlic bread. I just write, when I figure this page out, and I have to go back here, Thursday. Wouldn't fit on that, so I got Thursday. Down here, extras. So this is what I want for breakfast. Now I'm going to make some caramel apple burritos for dessert this weekend. And then I just wanted some pumpkin pie pudding and some Jell-O. Once I get these pages figured out, I bring this scratch pad. And I fill in exactly what we're having. That way, when I sit down and make my grocery list, I start here. I see what I need. I write. I'm blurring in and out. I apologize. That's because I got my finger in front of it. I'm sorry. So I just go across. I go day to day. Go over there and write what I need on my groceries. I keep my phone handy and my Kindle handy because I have recipe apps on those that I can just look at real quick when I'm making my grocery list just to make sure whatever goes in the recipe. And that app is called MyCookbook. You can print from it. It's a very handy little, and I have an Android phone, so it goes on Android. I don't know if it goes on iPhone or not. I'm not familiar, but it goes on my Kindle, so it goes on those two things. On my computer, I also have, that's my main, where everything goes. My Kindle may not have everything, and my phone may not have everything, but my computer has everything. That is where I print my main cookbook from, and it's called Mastercook. I have used it since the 90s, and I just keep upgrading to the latest version. I hadn't upgraded in a few years now, but I think what I got is sufficient. Even if they do update, I don't use all of the features, so what I do use is good enough, and you can print it. I'll show you my cookbook, what you can print. So then I have like notes, what I want for breakfast and that. And then if I do any meal prep, which this week is going to be slack, but I'm going to make hash waffle packets like I had made hash cake packets. I go ahead and weigh my ingredients and put them in a bag, and then put that in a bigger bag and put it in the freezer. Then the morning I want to do it, I just pull it out, put it in a bowl, let it thaw naturally. Don't put it in the microwave because your cheese will melt and you will not have a good result. Then I can go ahead and add the egg and put it on my little dash. So that and the Jell-O and the pumpkin pie pudding is about all I'm going to do this week. So after this, we have the Post-its. We have this, and the final is what you see on meal planning day. This is the one that goes on my fridge. I just keep my little pad back here in the back. Now when I'm through, I'll just simply take like the October bean off. I'll go back here to the sides. I'll put it back in its little empty hole, and I'll start all back over. Now let me show you what the I thought I had an extra sheet. Let me see if I can get one out of here. Oh well, I'll pull this one out. My hands are so dry I can't grasp. Now you can see I forgot to take breakfast out. This is the one that you can customize. I customized that and menu ideas. I just forgot to erase breakfast. But the Post-its go over it, so it really doesn't matter to me. I just decided to put it in the binder instead of sticking it to this, because that will eventually take the sticky off quicker than I think it will the plastic. And then they line up perfectly to keep it sturdy. This is a recycled hanging file folder that I just cut to size and popped in the back just for to keep it sturdy. So I think that is everything about my meal binder. Now I'm going to go over here and show you where I keep my other stuff. Okay, well, being my own shadow, probably I can't help that. So this is what I keep right over here on my island. This is part of my L-shaped island, just in between my quesadilla maker and my air fryer. You saw the meal binder. You saw the inventory. This, and I know I have stuff everywhere, but it helps me. If it's all jumbled in together, I will get overwhelmed. So this binder, in the front, I type out, when I meal prep on Sundays, I type out everything I did for that Sunday, so I can go back and refer to it if I want to make it again, and it's got the points, the recipes, the whole 9 yards. Then back here, this is my WW. I just handwrite it, it's not fancy. Recipes that are, you saw them over in my book, my WW recipes. And I put them on here, but I file them in alphabetical order so I don't have to go searching. So like 2 ingredient dough, cornbread muffins, overnight oatmeal. So then that's what I'm making, the pumpkin pie pudding. We're blurry. That is what I am making this weekend. So that is just right there handy for me to reference. Then this, oops, I need a new cameraman. This is my recipe book. This is what I keep everything in other than Weight Watchers. The categories are not divided out like I like them, so I've had to double up inside. So like appetizers, this is printed. I can't tell if I'm blurry or not. I just want to apologize. Normally I say not apologize, just say thank you. But I do apologize if this is blurry and shaky. And thank you for putting up with it. I can print out in the Mastercook. I can go by the sections. This happens to be appetizers and dip. I can't get it to put appetizers and dip. I can't get it to title it other than contents. But I can type them in and write the page number. So in this section I also have sauces and mixes, beverages. So here, my word, here are the recipes, and then when I printed them, you see how this is down here by itself? Y'all see my foot down there? You see how this is down here by itself? And it's repeated or continued to the next page. I really don't like that, but to save paper and space, it is very, very time consuming to try to figure out which recipes will fit together on a page, because you don't know until you print it. So I have in the past printed it and then put the page where this was blank down here on the copier and the printed one up under it and do it like that. I did not want to do that this time. So when I print them all out, it printed the pages. Then when I come and add new stuff, I don't think I do on this one. Yeah. Since I cannot add anything in, and these are pre-numbered, this is section 1. So then I start going section 1, page 1. So that's how I number them from there. So that is where I keep all of my recipes. Then I have more of these little, this is like the two-sided, 2 holders that I keep my little manuals and charts and whatnot in. There I have plenty of room for more. So that is how I keep myself, I'm messing that up. I'll push that in. That was terrible. This is how I keep myself organized and situated as far as it comes to my recipes and my meal plan. And I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you got some ideas when you go to the website, that go down there and look at it and go see what she has to offer. Maybe you'll get some ideas of your own. So thanks a lot for watching.